What's going on, guys? This is my match recap and player ratings for yesterday's game. Manchester United won, Everton won. First half, look, I thought the football we were playing was of a better standard. We was quicker, there was more accurate passing. Fred and McTominay, I mean, they wasn't blowing me out of the water, but they looked okay with what they were doing. Obviously, went 1-0 up with Martial. I thought he played well, considering he hasn't been involved for so long. I thought Sancho looked very lively when he came on, so that was a plus as well. I was surprised that he dropped Ronaldo and didn't start him. And I was surprised also with Pogba. I know that there's a bit going on with Pogba and Donny as well at the moment, but I was still surprised that Pogba didn't start. Considering we benched Ronaldo before the game, I think the way we were playing was to benefit of the team, to be honest, in the first half. As I said, I felt that we were more on it, we was quicker, and I felt like we deserved to be winning. Second half, they came out, and it was like they just accepted that, yeah, we've got our goal and that's it. They almost got cocky, like they were gonna just win keeping the ball, and we ultimately suffered because of that. A moment from Fred that give them the goal, and that's all it took. And then they could have won the game with Mina late on when he got a tap in, and luckily it was offside for us. But all it takes is for him to make that run slightly later, and it's 2-1 to Everton, the final score. So first half I thought was night and day compared to how we've played for a while, and I did like how we played in the first half. Second half, though, negative, more like recent times, and what you come to expect of United with not taking chances. And Ollie did bring on earlier subs in this, which I'll give him credit for. Sancho especially, I thought, made a difference. Ronaldo only had one chance, I remember, which he sort of didn't get the right connection and he was falling over and it went wide. And I thought Pogba was below average when he came on. I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka, before getting to the player ratings, he was my man of the match, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Going forward, he put a few crosses in, to be fair, that could have been, people could have capitalised on better. But still going forward, I'd like to see a bit more than he's doing, but he has improved a bit. And defensively, I thought he was very good throughout the game. So, player ratings, David De Gea, I'd give him above average with a 6. First half, I'd give him a 6. Second half, I'd give him an average of a 5. But I'd give him a 6 overall. Steady, couldn't do anything about the goal. And didn't really have a whole lot to do, to be honest. A few little saves here and there, but not too much to do. And so a 6 for De Gea. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, as I said, man of the match. So I give him a 7. Varane and Lindelof I both give first half an average of a 5, and then the second I give Varane another 5 and Lindelof a 6. So I'd give Lindelof a 6 for the full game, and I'd give Varane a 5 for the full. I thought Lindelof was he made a few more blocks and tackles than Varane did, and he dealt with Gray numerous times. So I think Lindelof deserves credit there. Shaw, I don't think he was fantastic. I thought first half he was slightly above average, but not by a lot. And second half, I give him an average. So overall, I'd probably give him an average, to be honest, of a 5. Pretty quiet game from Shaw. Fred and McTominay, first half, I give them both a 6. I thought their passing was good. They weren't making too many mistakes. And defensively, they're not ever great, but I thought that we got away with it in the first half. Second half, obviously, the mistake from Fred getting pushed off the ball by Damari Gray ends in the Townsend goal. He has to be stronger there, and he gets pushed off by Gray, who is about the same size as Fred, so it's disappointing. McTominay, second half, I gave him an average. I thought he was better than Fred, but not by a lot. If it hadn't been for that mistake, I probably would have given them the same rating. So Fred would get a 4 overall. McTominay, I'd give an average of a 5. Greenwood, for both halves, I'd give an average performance of a 5. Wasn't really involved too much. A little bit of a more quiet game for him. So an average for Greenwood. Bruno, first half, I'd give him a 6. Some good balls played, but people not really capitalising. Second half, he went off the boil a tiny little bit, so I dropped it to a 5 in a second. So I'd give Bruno an average game, to be honest, of a 5. Martial, first half, 7 for the goal, and then he got subbed in the second, so it was hard for him to live up to the first half because he didn't have the full second half. So I give him an average in the second half, but overall I'd give Martial probably a 7 for the goal. Cavani, a 6 for me, and a 6 until he got subbed too. So I thought his energy was good. He did have that header that Pickford saved at one point, which I thought it was going in as soon as he put his head on it. I thought it was in, and it was a good save from Pickford. Maybe a little bit easier from him that it wasn't right in the corner, but I thought Cavani did okay. And for the subs, Pogba, I give a 4. I didn't think he influenced it when he come on, struggled, below average for me. Sancho, I thought was the best I've seen Sancho since he came to the club. Quick, alert, created the chance for Ronaldo, and he just looked very at it. So I was pleased with Sancho and what I saw, so I give him a 6. And Ronaldo, I'd give an average 2. I saw him have one chance, and other than that, he was very quiet. So an average for Ronaldo. Solskjaer, it's easy to give him below average because we slipped up in a game we should have won, but I'm going to give him an average because that is the average performance we come to expect from Ollie. We didn't lose, we didn't win, but we did enough to get something, and that seems to be the story with Ollie. Or he'll scrape a win when we don't deserve it, just out of luck. So for me, it's an average performance from Ollie, but a lot of people would have given him a below average. As I said, it's easy to give him below average because we didn't win, but that's an average thing that I expect from him now. A draw or scraping a win. So for me, it's an average performance from Ollie. But he's not the man for me. He's really not. I feel that he needs to go. I'd have Zidane or Ancelotti in replacement for him. And I'd like to see what happens with that. I don't think his job's at risk at all, which is annoying, because I don't think he is the man for the job. There's tension between him and Donny and him and Pogba. Ronaldo didn't look happy when he was coming off yesterday, and Ollie at the end of the game is joking and laughing about with people like it's just a party, and I don't get it. And then in the post-match interview, he's saying about Ronaldo that he's not a young pup anymore, and that's why he was benched. And he's not a young pup anymore. He's not your average player, Ronaldo. We all know that. He's got probably the fitness and body of a 20-year-old, even though he's in his 30s. So for Ollie to say that shows and exposes the faults in Ollie. So not pleased with it, but look, I'm not surprised either. So we should have won that game, but we didn't, and that's the difference between us and the other top teams, or if we're supposed to be a top team anymore. We go on to the next one, guys. I'll be back for another rating soon, and I'll see you guys soon.